about zoning issues for businesses. So go ahead, Mike.
Like Jackie said, I handle the business licensing and mercantile tax for the city of Harrisburg. Anyone that wants to apply for a business license and they are looking for additional assistance, just come to my office and we'll help you fill out the application. The business license itself is $40 every year. There could be additional fees depending on what type of business you have. If there's food involved, then you also need a health license. And we also have a zoning form. You need to get the one-time zoning approval for your business. But we do have a comprehensive packet that's in the back. It has the business license form, the zoning form, a health license form, and there's also a fire prevention potentially, depending on, once again, the type of your business. So in addition to the business license, there's an annual tax return that needs to be filed. It's due April 15th of each year. And there's 3 different rates depending on the type of your business. But we do provide all that information, in our packet. It lists the different rates, the different classifications for your business. And then, of course, if you have any questions, just like I said, stop in our office, call our office. We'll help you out with that. If you have any other questions related to what other entities you should be contacting, we can help you with that. Whether it's Department of Revenue for sales tax, or if you want to get a fictitious name or incorporate, we can give you some guidance on where to go for those type of programs also. In addition, we have Capital Tax Collection Bureau that does the LST. They're located here. The EIT is collected by Keystone. So if anyone needs any additional information on any of those entities, we can provide that also. But like I said, I have applications in the back. For the business license, we also have dog license applications. I brought them since we also handled that. But I'll be around. If you have any questions, just come up and ask me. Thanks.
One of the things that Mike did talk about was food preparation. And I know that in this area there's lots of great food and lots of places to sample different kinds of foods, and there's great cooks in this area. We want to make sure that everything is done safely. So please, if you have not been in touch with the health inspector, or you know anybody who has not, please let Mike know, or you can call my office, because that's really important that when you're selling food, that you do have the right and proper means of preparation, and that it's inspected just even for your safety. Okay, Jeff? Jim?
As Mike mentioned, we're the Planning Bureau here. I'm the Planning Director. Jim is the Zoning Officer. And although we're oftentimes kind of the last stop that people come to when they're setting up a business, we really should be the first place you're checking, because you don't want to be signing a lease or buying a building to establish a use in a zone in which that use is not permitted. Sometimes we get people that say, well, this particular coffee shop or something like that used to be located in this property, but recently last year we adopted a new zoning code. And as part of that zoning code, we do permit businesses that are operating to continue operating, but the zones for a particular property may have changed, and what is permitted in that particular property may have changed as well. So it's important that when you're beginning to investigate establishing a business, starting a new business, you don't just talk to the previous owner or the property owner, but you actually come and check the zoning of the property first. That will really help clear some hurdles for you that you might have to jump later on if you've already signed a year-long lease, and then you come to us and we say, well, you have to get a special exception, or you have to get a variance to do that in this case. So that will help save you a lot of money and a lot of time and effort. In addition to the use aspects, there are other issues such as required off-street parking or signage that would fall under our purview as well. So if you're looking to create a sign for your business, we have various regulations for whether it's wall signs, projecting signs, freestanding signs, window signs, and those are all in our zoning code. Our zoning code is available, and our zoning map is available at the Planning Bureau's webpage, and that's www.harrisburgpa.gov/planning. So that should be your first step when you're looking to establish a business, is go online, find the zone that the property you're looking at is located in, and then find what is permitted in that zone in the zoning code. The new zoning code was restructured to make it very simple to identify what the permitted uses are within a particular zone. So it should be a pretty fairly straightforward process for identifying that. And then, after you've ensured that your use is permitted, you kind of take the next step to go talk to Mike and get started on the registration process. Again, Jim and I will be here the whole time. If you have any questions about zoning, where you can find this stuff, any other particulars about your business that you might think would be affected by the zoning code, we're here to talk.
Anybody have any questions about the business side, the city side of it, I guess, permitting side? Okay. I mean, they're going to be here, so you can ask those questions later if you think of any. Now you want to talk about resources, financial resources, on how to keep the business growing. If you need operation funds, you want to buy new equipment, you want to add some staff, and a partner here is Mary Kay Road from the Community First Fund, and she can talk to you about what she can offer.
Thank you, Jackie. And thank you, Mayor, for that nice introduction. I appreciate that. There was a reason why I brought all those animal reports here today. A few years ago in our annual report, we had a business here in this neighborhood on the front cover. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called La Estrella. It's the Mexican grocery store and lots of things. So that was a very colorful cover because we had photographs of all the boots that he has inside there. So Moises Sandoval is his name. So Community First Fund is a nonprofit loan fund, and we have a mission to increase prosperity in low-income communities and make sure that they are uplifted and survive and thrive. We were founded by an African-American gentleman in Lancaster. His name is Jim Hyson. I knew Jim that long ago. I've been in community development that long, and that really he wanted to get capital into the hands of businesses, especially low-income individual, persons of color, and women. So that's our mission, and that's what we try to do. We have offices in York, Harrisburg, Lancaster, and Berks and Reading. And so that's our mission, and our outreach is to business owners in the cities, especially of South Central PA. What do I want to talk about here? Oh, okay, so how do we do? We advocate for business owners here at the state for money and other advantages for our business owners. We provide training, and finally we provide loans and capital to businesses. We do microloans, loans as small as $3,000, but we've also done huge transactions for developers in low-income communities if it benefits that community. And we lend money to nonprofits as well because they're in there working with the community and making life better. So that's the bottom line there. So I have some brochures here. I have a few more annual reports. Feel free to take them with you. I have a training brochure. Right now, Community First Fund is running a training here at the SEED office. Right now, I think the classes are on Friday, and how to put together your business plan and marketing. I think it's Business 101, and Lydia Walker, our Director of Training, teaches that class. What we have coming up is crowd for existing businesses and for startup businesses. We have crowdfunding coming up. We have Business 101 in Spanish. We have how to create an engaging Facebook page, the 5 C's of credit, and we have the 5 C's of credit in Spanish if you're interested in it. First steps to starting your business with the SBDC, that's April 3rd here in Harrisburg. And so email marketing and constant contact, and these are no cost or low cost. And so, please feel free to pick up a brochure, either if you plan to start a business or you have a business and want to learn more. We also have webinars, so take a look at our website. It's on all our materials if you're interested. Another thing that we offer for existing businesses is that Community First Fund is a partner with Goldman Sachs and their 10,000 Business Initiative. And it's a competitive process, but if you have a business and you have at least 4 employees and you've been in business for at least 2 or more years, then you can apply to expand your business. And what it is a mini MBA for business owners. You go to Philadelphia, you work with nationally trained professors and peers through the Philadelphia and South Central PA area on a growth and strategy business plan. And then afterwards, if you need money to implement it, the partners are there to do that. You'd have to take the train to Philadelphia one Friday a month for about 6 weeks, but it's an amazing thing. And Community First Fund has had a couple of graduates that are now being recognized nationally because they were able to grow their business with this training from Goldman Sachs. So there's some, I think I have a brochure there on the program right there. So, and we also partner with the SBA, we partner with Tri-County, we partner with the SEED organization, so we're here partnering. Finally, let's get to loans. Community First Fund offers financing for startup businesses, for existing businesses. We offer flexibility. Our goal is to make sure that we get money into these neighborhoods. So if you are interested in financing, I'm the director of lending for Community First Fund in this area, and so I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one about what you're needing and offer any assistance we can to make your dreams come true. So feel free. My business card is on the back of the brochure. I don't think I have the front of it. Excuse me. Yes, sorry. Thank you, Mayor. Okay. So my business card is stapled on the back of this brochure. Please take one. Give me a call. We'll meet. I'd be happy to just have a conversation. Thanks so much. Questions now or questions later? Go ahead. Any questions? No? Okay. All right, thank you.
Oh, we're gonna find out more about all of you when we're done here. So we're gonna have some conversation with all of you. Even though you don't want to ask questions later. So the next thing is, though, if you look at your neighborhood, and that's what this is. This is a very dynamic, exciting area with a lot of people who live here. Now you are all providing services and have businesses here. So what else is there for revitalizing the neighborhood, stabilizing it? What's the other pieces of the fabric here? And that's services that are provided that are not your kind of services, but social services, current events and special events that happen here. There's a lot happening, and part of that glue and part of the anchor here is the Community Action Agency, Tri-County Community Action Agency. They've been located here for some time. They've been established here, helping a lot of you with all kinds of questions and special services that many of you might need. But I would like Kathy to talk a little bit about it because I know that there are beautification efforts, there's events that are coming up, and she's going to talk to you about it.
Thanks. Was that an applause? I thought I heard that. Well, welcome. Welcome to everyone to Mount Pleasant, South Allison Hill, however we term it. This is the Mount Pleasant Commerce and Resource Center. Vlad, there's tons of chairs. You just got to cross ahead of me here. There's even refreshments in the back. No, please, we're glad that you're here. We're thrilled that everybody's here today. This is a great opportunity for us as Community Action to engage with our partners. Chris, that's the downstairs. Chris, that's the downstairs buzzer, yeah. Anyway, so welcome. This is the Mount Pleasant Commerce and Resource Center. Community Action with our partners at PNC Bank, the City of Harrisburg, and DCED renovated this building about 10 years ago to bring resources to our community. Part of the key of it was banking resources that were unavailable in this neighborhood when the prime tenant here left. We knew that there was a need. We worked with our friends and partners at PNC Bank, and as you'll notice when you come in, although it's lovingly called by many as the bank building or the PNC Bank building, PNC has become our prime tenant. And as a retail operation here in South Allison Hill provides resources to our community. Did you know you can take money out of the ATM in increments of $1? The ATM is in 13 languages, recognizing the diversity of our community here. We're thrilled to be partners here in Allison Hill and have been for 20 years. Community Action is a nonprofit community development organization. Our focus is out of the war on poverty in the 1960s. As an agency, our goal and our mission is to work with communities and families and individuals to help people move out of poverty and towards self-sufficiency. We can't do it alone. We have lots of partners, and I'm thrilled that many of them are sitting in this room here today, both with the city and city council, with the police department. But beyond that, our partners in the nonprofit world with Danzante and with the Latino Hispanic American Community Center, Tri-County Housing Development Corporation, Brethren Community Ministries. I can't name everybody. I probably could name everybody in the room. But we're thrilled that you're all here. Community Action's been engaged as stewards of this neighborhood and this community's strategic plan for the last 15 years. And in so doing, we've secured resources to be able to help foster the residents' commitment to the neighborhood, whether it's through cleaning and beautifying public spaces, whether it's through promoting businesses, working with our partners for housing development activities, or very simply engaging the population, engaging the residents here to take a greater stake in their own community. Many of you have done this through your own businesses. Or you're here today because you got a letter in the mail because you're on the city's mercantile list. And you want to learn more about how you can strategically improve your own business. Please welcome, come on in. How you can strategically improve your own business or learn about other resources that are available. The great value in many instances, please make yourself available. The great value is connectivity with each other and knowing who the other businesses are in your community. And when you struggle, that maybe others are struggling too. But when we're successful, that we're all successful. So I'm thrilled to have with me today two of my team members who are rooted here in this community, Chris Fagley and Julie Walter. I've asked them to share with you a little bit about some of the resources that we provide for businesses. I should say Community Action, and because we have the building, we have the space, and we have lovely office spaces available for rent in this building right here. You could be located at the corner of 13th and Dairy Street. Isn't it, Gloria? What? You know? Right in the heart of the community, if you're looking for a special location. Great opportunities here for everyone in our community. But Chris and Julie will just share a little bit of insight on some of the resources that we provide here in Allison Hill for our small businesses, and also some of the partnership opportunities we have with some of our resident groups. I'll also share too the table in the back for resources. There are 2 tables in the back room. Number 1, I don't plan on taking any of that food back with us. So before this night is out, we want to make sure that all of it is gone, because everybody starts a fast tomorrow, or many people start a fast tomorrow. So please, number 1, take food. And number 2, we also don't want to take back any of the flyers or information that's back there. South Allison Hill newsletters, brochures, information about what Community Action provides, Community First Fund, other partners as well. Don't just take 1, take 2, they're small. There's plenty of it over there. We want to ensure that you have all of the resources that you need to be successful as well. So Chris, if you can, share some information if you can about some of the goings on at Allison Hill.
Yeah, actually, I'm very pleased to be here this evening. Thanks, Kathy. One of our big signature events every year is the Multicultural Festival. We usually get more than 1,000 people from the neighborhood that come out for food and for entertainment, and just the street festival and the parade. I have the great pleasure of leading the parade around some of the streets in the neighborhood, and that's really exciting. Every year we've been doing the Great Harrisburg Cleanup, and that's being scheduled right now. We had first year over 500 volunteers working on that, 250 the next year, and we continue our partnerships with Lexwama and all the other haulers, etc., from the previous years. So we're looking forward to that this May. And just basically, I grew up near Allison Hill, right on 21st Street, and everybody thinks it's a low-income neighborhood. But report by Dickinson College, 2010, the residents of South Allison Hill spend $66 million. Unfortunately, 47% of that is outside of the neighborhood. So what I really want to do is be a resource for you folks with small businesses. There's a lot of opportunities happening not only here around Mulberry Street Bridge, but the 17th Street corridor. There's a lot of investment going on up there. Hopefully that'll be successful. But I want to be a resource to connect you with the community. one of the biggest pleasures I have is working with the Allison Hill Residents Association, and they're very strong advocates for safe streets in the community. They come out and volunteer. Last year in the last year, we planted 43 new street trees with the help of the city. We've got more than $50,000 invested into the heart of the community garden, where the big mural is at Kittatinny Dairy. So we're really cranking out the work, and we're happy to have you folks involved. I'm especially looking forward for small business owners, because our strategic plan started in 2009. It's going to end 2015. We got to get a new 5-year plan in place, and I want at least half of those folks to be residents of Allison Hill or business owners in Allison Hill. So I have my business card with me. If you want any more information, I'll be happy to share my contact information. Julie?
Thanks, Chris. And Julie's going to share some information about opportunities for businesses as well.
So we recognize that whether you live in this neighborhood or you have a business in the neighborhood, what the success that happens in the neighborhood means more success to your neighborhood. So we have a couple ways for you to get involved in the neighborhood. Like Chris said, the Multicultural Festival is something that you can get involved with as a business. Some other things that we have, we do a community newsletter every 2 months. This is the January-February edition, so we'll have a new one coming out in March. So there's opportunity, we like to have it out in all the business, the corner stores and things, to have your customers be able to pick it up and read it. There's also opportunities for you to be able to put advertisements in it. We do have advertising space in there for you as well. We usually get out, we do about 300 print copies, and then it's sent out to about 150 electronically, so we have a pretty broad readership, and I know that when it's getting close to time for the new one to come out, I get hounded by residents asking when it's coming out. So residents do read it, and it's a good way for you to get your name out there. And there's copies in the back too, if you'd like to take some back with you and put it in your business. We'd be very happy for that. Another opportunity is we have a 2-Minute Tuesday Business Club. I know Midtown Scholar is one of our partners with that. It's a 2-Minute Tuesday, if you're not familiar, is a campaign to try to get residents and businesses to take pride and ownership in their neighborhood, and just take the commitment to take 2 minutes out of your day every Tuesday to clean up in front of your business or your home. And for the business club, you'll get a broom, bags, and signs too to put in your business to let people know, hey, I'm a 2-Minute Tuesday Business Club member. I care about my neighborhood. It's just another way for you to get your name out in the neighborhood and let the community know that you're there and you support the community as well. And then we have another project that we are currently involved with. It's called Art Up South Allison Hill. And it's one way for us to address the blight in the neighborhood, and also give voice and identity to residents in South Allison Hill. So you may have seen one of our murals, or the first one was put up at 13th and Kittatinny Street, which is just around the corner, and that we started that last year. The mural that's put up there was 81 different youth in the neighborhood painted an individual leaf, and it was all put up on a tree. And it's something that we try to continue to do, that residents are the ones to be able to tell us, this is the artwork that we want to see up in the neighborhood, this is what we want it to depict, and then we give that to artists, and they come back with their designs, and then the residents and businesses and stakeholders are welcome to come out during community paint days to help create those murals and be a part of creating beauty and change in the neighborhood. Our next community paint day is this Saturday, 11 to 1:30 at the Boys and Girls Club on Berry Hill Street. And there's also opportunities for businesses to sponsor the continued project, so to keep that going throughout the neighborhood. We choose highly visible houses, and we put up artwork in the boarded windows and doors to help to limit the spread of this investment, and also to beautify the neighborhood for the residents who live around it. And we also will be putting up artwork this round, the second weekend of April, and then our next round we'll be putting up by the 20th of June. So right around those days too, we're looking for businesses and groups to help out to beautify the area around those properties as well. So it's not just we're putting the artwork up on the windows and doors, but we're also beautifying the area right around it. So the newsletters and the 2 Minute Tuesday Business Club flyers are up on the back table, and I have cards and things too if you're interested in having advertisement in the newsletter. I can give you my information and give you more information about that. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie. And just to sum up, we're thrilled to be here as part of this meet and greet and an opportunity to meet all of you and learn opportunities that we can continue to work with you, gain some ideas. And I know that's Jackie's next point on the agenda is talking about next steps and opportunities to build partnerships. But we're thrilled to be a partner in the community. We're a business just like everyone else. We employ 30 people on Dairy Street. We have another 15 that are employed throughout the rest of the 3 counties, and we're thrilled to be a partner with you all. So thanks, Jackie.
I did want to talk a little bit about what else the city is doing for the revitalization efforts here in Allison Hill. I'm sure many of you have heard about Mulberry Square and the activities that we're trying to undertake there in that area. So it's the Mulberry Street Bridge. Let's see if I can find it on here. I think great. Okay, so that's when we need the streets labeled here. But anyway, so the reason that we chose this, that we talked about, is because you have to capitalize on what's on the momentum and the investment that's going in there. So we want to make sure that we target and focus and have impact in one area and then move along as we accomplish some of these goals. So we picked the Mulberry Street Bridge because PennDOT already put $12 million in this. So it's a beautiful bridge. Okay. So when it goes into the gateway in Allison Hill, what's there and what can we capitalize on from this investment? So we took a look at this corridor and we found out that the housing authority, Harrisburg Housing Authority, is buying up some properties here to build new units, apartment units, probably about 60, and they'll be right along Mulberry Street. They're buying up some old blighted properties and they're going to make them into affordable housing for the neighborhood. So that they're putting in they'll put in an almost equal amount. They'll probably put in $8 million into these 2 units. Plus they're doing a little bit over here to the side, right off of that point there. We know that Brethren Homes is doing some investment also in this area. We're very happy about that. So they're doing some new building there. And so we're taking a look at the area. What else can the city do to help with that investment? So we took a look and we're applying for some state grant funds to help, again, eliminate some of the blight, take down some of the old buildings there, get it ready for some redevelopment, and help some of the homeowners and residents that are on these side streets like Sylvan, Crescent, and back up in here, so that we have a revitalized strategic area. And after we get that done, then we can start moving along and into other areas. But again, it needs to be focused. It's been proven that any scattered investment, if you just do a house here or a street here without any focus, it really isn't impactful. And you won't really see the fruits of that investment unless you leverage everything that you can in one area first and then keep moving along. I know that we're doing some green infrastructure, and we're hoping that there'll be a pilot project there, right here, kind of near the square where the horse trough is. I love that horse trough. So we want to do that area and kind of revitalize that and do some streetscape, new sidewalks and curb cuts. So that's Mulder Square. We also hope with Kathy and with some of our other partners here in the area to do a neighborhood partnership program. And this is a tax incentive program that the state offers for small neighborhoods. And we haven't developed the project yet, but once we do, we'll be talking to all of the partners here, business people, on what else we can do with money that would be invested by private development that would take advantage of tax credits in the state. So we're trying to get those partners together, and once we do that, it is a neighborhood strategy. It isn't, it isn't just from the top down. It's all of us together here in Allison Hill to decide what are the projects that we can do and get that private investment into the area. So those are some of the things that we hope to accomplish, and I'm saying we will accomplish. We will do those things here. You are all going to be, you're all stakeholders, and you're all partners in this effort. So we'd like now that you heard from us, and we've done all the talking, to hear from you and find out more about what your businesses are and what you'd like to see happen with your business and with the neighborhood. So we're going to start over here with this gentleman right here. Okay.
How
You
you
just
doing?
introduce yourself and tell us about your business.
My name's Wallace Butler. I'm from Butler & Sons Electrical Contracting. We do multiple projects in an area with Habitat for Humanity on electrical projects. We did a project in Lancaster, so we're looking to do some investment here in Harrisburg and some revitalization to get the city back up and running.
And where's your business headquarters?
We're off of 19th, right on 19th Street there.
Anybody back there? Anybody hiding?
No.
Nobody hiding?
Just
Except
me.
news for the media? Okay. Gary, how about you?
Gary Lanker, I'm Executive Director of Tri-County Housing. We're a partner with the Tri-County Community Action Commission and have made a significant progress in housing here in the Mount Pleasant area, South Allison Hill. Be happy to chat with anybody afterwards.
Yes, Tri-County Housing has been a long partner with the community on doing the housing. So glad to have you.
I'm Tammy Young. I'm representing Extreme Management. We bought a building on 17th in Chestnut, and we're trying to open up a community center. And we want to bring some of the suburb things to the children that are here that otherwise, wouldn't be privy. Like we want to get a rock climbing wall. We want to have some yoga. We want to have, some other opportunities and give them some other experiences that they may not, otherwise have. So it's going to be the Chestnut Community Center, and we want to put like a basketball floor and then like maybe do some midnight basketball for the older ones and a boxing. So, we want to, since we've been hearing how it's not as safe as it used to be. The community used to be so safe. We would walk, cousins, everyone's kind of related from one, side of town to the other. But here lately, it doesn't seem like it's as safe. So if we kind of could get some of the kids at, a younger age, to feel, some compassion, maybe enhance them and empower them and, get them a different way of thinking, then maybe, that can kind of help make this a different community. And I wasn't raised in the inner city. I was raised in the suburbs, so I didn't feel destitute. I felt, like the world, whatever I put my mind to, I could achieve it. So I want them to still have that same excitement, and encouragement, so we going to try to hire some people even to deal with, some of the people who do get killed amongst the children. Now you hear like the young guys are getting killed, but they leave a bunch of kids around. So maybe we can get somebody in there to maybe even deal with, some kids that had lost someone, a brother or a sister. So we just want to really kind of, help the kids off the street and get them, a sense of pride, with the people.
So you have ongoing programs now, correct?
Well, no, we want to implement those. We just actually have the building. We're just, getting people in there. So I'm just trying to, go look for the foundations, look at the block grants. We have some monies, but to make it work, we want, the community, we want to, like I said, do the murals in the inside. We just want it to be accessible. There's like an apartment in there that we can kind of convert, into, different little things like a computer lab, or if someone is just having an issue, because it's right in the heart. It's right in the heart of the Allison Hill. So we want to try to help the school age to the younger adult.
Okay, great. That's super. Maybe talk to Jeff, a little bit about the building.
Yep, and
about
make
what
sure,
you can,
yeah.
what you can and can't do.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that'd be great. And we'd like to know a little bit more about your programs too.
Yep.
My name is Durant. I'm just here for learning experience and also to assist my nephew.
Okay. Nephew?
My name is Arthur Jefferson. I own a cleaning service called Jefferson's Custom Cleaning. I've done work with Harrisburg City. We do a lot of post-construction, residential, commercial, cleanings also. My purpose of being here tonight is just to find out ways to take my business from off of the ground to a more, if executive would be the correct term, more of an executive level to where I can create more jobs.
Okay. Well, maybe we can work with you on a business plan. Okay, super. Gentleman back?
My name is Wallace Butler. I'm the other part of Governor Butler and Son Electrical Construction. We do major and minor electrical construction, maintenance and repair.
Hi, good evening. I'm Robin Schulden Fry, owner and creative director of Cabin Creative. I'm a graphic designer located in Bellevue Park. And so I live and work in Bellevue Park and walk my dogs around the area, clean up the area, and kind of do my own police work, so as it should be, by looking out for my neighbors and the children walking back and forth to the local high school.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. I do want to get to those discussions of clean and safe, but I would want to keep going and we'll talk a little bit more when we find out where everybody is. Back there.
Yeah, my name is Arthur Krimwal. Yeah, I come to America in 1999. First time I was living in Warmisburg. I'm living now, got a store on Deer Street. It's 1422 Deer Street. I'm married, I have 2 kids. First time I come here, I got a big dream, big dream. I buy my house, I buy from City Harrisburg. Yeah, next Olympic bar, I do living room, first floor, I do leather store. My problem, I got like 400, I'm sorry, my language is not.
I think we were in your store. We did a walkthrough and I think we met
Yes,
somebody.
yeah.
Okay.
My store is a little smaller, but next to me we got another lot. It's 1420. I need help if you can, please, because I adopt this lot from City Harrisburg for $1. I need help. I wanna my store is a little smaller. If you can, I wanna buy this lot from City Harrisburg. I wanna make my store a little bigger, because my store is little. It's like 495 feet square. I want my, that's all.
Okay, that's good, Jeff. You want to take down the name? I think we did walk by your establishment when we were in there. So
Yes,
we'll
that's
get-
because it's small. That's why I wanna buy this lot for make my store a little bigger.
And did you sign up? You signed in?
No, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
make
I'm
sure you sign
sister.
in and then we'll be in touch then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless.
And, we'll go here, gentlemen here.
My name is Ron Tilley. I'm the Executive Director of Brethren Community Ministries. There's several nonprofits that historically have their roots in Harrisburg First Church of the Brethren, which is a stone's throw away from here. The church has been here since the early 1900s. And also there was a local business owner, B&M Auto. The owner asked me to come and get information and take it back to him. So we're happy to do that.
I'm John Lungan. I'm Director with the Pinnacle Health System. And one of the departments is the Emergency Medical Service that responds throughout the city of Harrisburg. And as the chief of the EMS system, we spend a lot of time with the residents and business owners in Allison Hill and the other neighborhoods within the city. So I came just to hear and see what we could do to work with the city.
I'm Gail Lewis, and I work for my home. I have a home business. I'm a seamstress. I'm fairly new to the area, so I'm just kind of starting the business up now. And I sew for people and teach from my home also. I teach people to sew.
You're with before we go any further, I know I'm going to introduce Councilman Baltimore. He's in the back, and I know that Councilwoman Reed is here, and also Bennett Allen was here. Did he leave? Okay. So thanks for having us here. You want to say anything?
No, only that I'm here just to learn. I also have a startup business with my son, and I guess I'm the junior partner in that business, so I'm here to relearn some things that I used to know. And I also came to meet Ms. Eckenrue.
Gloria?
Hi, I'm Gloria Vasquez Merrick. I'm the Executive Director of the Latino Hispanic American Community Center of the Greater Harrisburg region. We actually rent from Community Action Commission, and we actually rent from Brethren Ministries. One of the things that we're looking to get eventually is more permanency. Not that I don't like renting from Tri-County and from Brethren Community, but to have a stationary place where we can be an owner versus a renter. So that's something that's kind of a goal of ours. But we provide about 540 services a month to this community. We mostly get walk-ins. This past year, we provided almost 7,000 services to the community. We provide food, clothing, shelter, job referrals. We hold job fairs. We're starting a English program later this month with Harrisburg Area Community College. And we just do a whole lot of providing social services to the community in a bilingual, culturally efficient manner. So I'm here to find out how we can further assist the community and to see how we might, learn and partner with others in the community. I was actually born 2 blocks from here on Honey Street, and so I had a long-standing career. I retired, and I'm here to give back to the community that I was born in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead. You have to introduce yourself. Yes.
What am I supposed to say?
Introduce yourself. Just because
Okay,
I
my
know
name
yours.
is Camille Reese, and I'm the founder of the Danzante Community Arts Center 30 years ago. And I'm very active in the community. I work with Tri-County. I'm on the board. I was on the board of various committees. I'm very involved in the community in my neighborhood crime watch group. I'm also on the HARB board. People want to do some changes into their historical house, and they have to come to us to get approved. So I'm very excited about being. That's my new endeavor. Thank you.
And Jeff, and the Chief, say hi.
Hi, I'm Chief Carter. It's nice being here. I'm really excited about this project here. As you can see, the Margaret Street Bridge running across it. 17104 is a very big zip code area. It has a lot of blighted properties here. It also has a lot of beautiful structures. Back when I first started off, I was on foot working out here 7 p to 3 a.m., walking around. And I always love this neighborhood because some of the houses, if you look at them, they're really, really nice, like the brick structures, the wood, the way that it's decorated. But, this area has been not doing so well for like years, neglected maybe, I'm sorry about that. But now, with the new interest out here, thanks to the mayor, Jackie Parker, and the city council members, they tasked me with trying to clean this area up, and we're doing that right now. I know you know that there is some real problems out here with like blighted property, with the drug trade, with robberies, and with shooting. But we started to weed this area as I am speaking right now. So any problems that you have, I'm gonna leave my business card here. Please get in contact with me. If you can't reach me, please call 558-6900. That's City Dispatch. Leave me a message. I will make sure that your calls are all answered. I'm only as good as you are because you live out here. You know what's going on out here. We want to clean this whole area up. This is District 5. We want to clean it up. So please, any problems you have, please call me 558-6900. The message will get back to me. I will answer your calls. We will respond out here. We did Operation Shock and Awe throughout the whole city, and I like giving operations like titles, nicknames, but I'm not going to name this here one yet, But please call, and I'm happy to serve you. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. There is a substation located in Allison Hill, correct?
Yeah, that's on 15th Street, and we're going to start manning that within the next couple of months, probably when the weather's warmer. We're going to fix it up. We're going to have officers out there. We're going to have a secretary working out the office.
Introduce yourself.
Good evening, Vladimir Bofis with Sound 30 Solutions. We rent right here in this building, actually on this floor. So I apologize for being late. I was busy. One of the things we do is write grants. I'm in the middle of 2 right now, so I have a little delayed getting over here. But we help organizations or individuals that want to start nonprofits submit to the IRS, get their EIN, develop bylaws and things like that. One of our signature programs is the Ready for Work employment training. It's an evidence-based employment training that's specifically designed for the hard-to-place individuals and especially ex-offenders, people that have criminal background. That's sort of our niche. We've been working with that population right here in this building for over 7 years in different parts of Allison Hill. Been working here on Allison Hill for over 20 years now. Started with Kathy's organization back in 1995 with the Community Action Commission. And you know, just really have a passion to see the changes and the upgrades and help the individuals here on Allison Hill in so many different ways. There's so much help that's needed. And I think we all do our part. You know, a lot can get done, but obviously it's got to start from the top, and everybody put our hands to the plow. Because, you know, being here, I've seen monies come, I've seen programs come, I've seen efforts happen, and they come and they go. They come and they go. A lot of good things have happened, but I haven't seen a whole lot get sustained. And I think that's really the key that's been missing. And there's really some really neat, innovative ways, best practices from around the country that have been doing it and doing it well. And we can tap into some of those. And we certainly have the ingenuity and the spirit and everything else that it takes, the manpower and, you know, the organizations. We have so much here, but sometimes it gets a little disjointed. I think we can do a much better job of putting things together and making things happen, and really keeping things local, utilizing the local resources that are here instead of reaching out. You know, I've seen things where, you know, I'm not wanting to blame anybody, but you go all the way to Australia to find an evidence-based practice when you have someone in your backyard. It just never made sense to me. Some of the things that we've kind of wasted money on over the years.
I just appreciate the fact that Ms. Parker's really taking an active role in the revitalization of this area. I live about 12 blocks from here, down on the side of State Street. And understanding the unique dynamics of this area, and understanding there's been no economic development, no serious economic development, and no serious focus in this area, I'm going to continue my pursuit in trying to clean up this neighborhood so that the quality of life comes. And if you talk about business development, and you want businesses to come, you want people to be able to feel safe and comfortable, and you don't want the blight in the trash. So we're going to continue our focus on getting those things done, and I appreciate the mayor and Ms. Parker coming out to this area. Sometimes when you take your worst neighborhood and you flip your worst neighborhood, that's a true testament to your ability and your leadership ability. So I appreciate what their focus and their starting in this neighborhood, because I heard me say many times, come across on the other side of the tracks. And I appreciate them coming on the other side of the tracks, because there are many people that live here that feel as though we've been left out and ignored for decades. And I'm looking forward to seeing something positive being done. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. She's our trash watchdog. So she's been after that cause for some time, and hopefully we'll step up to her challenge and get things done. Go ahead. Yep.
Rafael Garcia's paving. I work in Blacktop. I just fix community college half. I patch over 500 holes in 3 days. I do the Marriott Hotel, La Quinta Hotel. I plow my own street. Thanks to the mayor now, we have plows that can help us. I help my neighbors. Before now that we have members, but the old mayor, they never plows. I clean all my neighborhood with my little machine. So that's what I do for them.
Hi, Chris Hall. Sorry for the comments because I don't speak English very well. My name is Ernesto Fonseca. I am from Cuba. I came into the United States in 2012. And we have a new cleaning business. Our service is a cleaning service, commercial and residential, scrub and wash, strip and wash, and traffic cover. Thank you.
if you have a card, or if you have signed up, everybody to sign the sign-up sheet, so that we can, have you on the list. And if you have any cards, I want to collect those this way. Okay. Now, I want to open it up to hear, and we did hear from some of you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
My name is Baron Taylor, and I'm a hypnotherapist. I help people solve problems that they have using hypnotherapy, and I live in Bellevue Park, and I operate out of a home office in Bellevue Park. So if you have any issues, give me a call.
Thank you. And I want to introduce Dave Lucero back there, who's been hiding. He's our community liaison, and Dave, you want to say a few words? Because he's very active here in the neighborhood.
Good evening, David Botero, the Harrisburg City Police and the Mayor's Office. I manage the community policing efforts, which means I facilitate effective conversation between the Mayor's Office, the Police Department, the Fire Department, and working closely with our community service organizations, our school district, and with our businesses and, of course, our neighbors. I have a strong commitment to public safety, but I place a really high emphasis on quality of life. So I met with many of you in either your community watch programs or any of the neighborhood cleanups, really. So I'm always at your service. My direct number is 255-7326, 255-7326, and I'm always working closely with Tri-County Community Action as well.
As a member of the Board of Directors?
As a member of the Board of Directors.
Can I also make one mention while we're in this space, so everyone understands how this space is utilized a number of times. This is available to our community to be able to utilize for public meetings. Currently, though, during the day, our youth build, which operates with the YWCA, is a training program for young people between the ages of 17 and 24, not 25, 24, so that until they reach 24. And it's a training program in partnership with HACC in the construction trades. So great opportunities for young people that who have a desire, who are not in school currently, who have not attained their GED, or maybe have made some progress toward that. As a result of the program, will achieve their GED, but also solid trade that will lead to gainful, family-sustaining employment, including some of the services that we heard about here today, painting and cleaning services, electrical, starting your own business. So great resources. They are now recruiting for their next cohort. So that next contingent of participants, they're recruiting for that right now. So I'll be happy to share more information with you about that if anyone's particularly interested in that program. So I wanted to share, this is their class off-week classroom space, so there's a lot of information. So if you didn't learn enough about what we do in the city, you can learn all about the periodic table of elements or fractions and other things too. So brush up on some skills while you're here as well.
Kathy, also they get a stipend too.
Yes, there is a stipend for participation. So you are, it is a full-time commitment. So there is a stipend that is paid to participants on a weekly basis for their for working through the program. So it's a wonderful training opportunity. There's a partnership with the building trades as well for potential apprenticeships and other opportunities. So certainly we'd be happy to share more information about that too. Sorry, thanks, Jack.
While we're on adversity and news messages. This coming Thursday, there will also be another neighborhood meeting to be held at the Hamilton Health Center at 5:30 in the community room. This is for the purpose of our consolidated plan and our comprehensive plan that the city's embarked upon. We have to have a 5-year consolidated plan for spending our community development block grants. We also are using it to talk to the neighborhood about issues that you're having and issues of vision, a vision thing. What would you like to see here in your neighborhood? And so that the first of 4 is going to be this Thursday at Hamilton Health. On our website are the rest of the meetings. The next one will be March 5th. Thank you, March 5th. And so isn't it Heinz Manor? And Heinz Manor. But if you look on our website, there will be a series of 4. And there will be also other meetings as we go into the spring, and we hope that all of you will attend. Some of them, all of them, whatever you'd like to attend, and kind of give us your thoughts on what you'd like to see, not only for your neighborhood, but also greater Harrisburg. Yes.
Can I just say, para los que no hablan inglés y hablan más español, todas esas clases se van a dar en español e inglés. I was just telling you we'll have translators.
Yes.
Vamos a tener las clases en Hamilton Health. Will is the date?
This Thursday?
Este jueves. ¿Qué hora? Or what time?
5:30.
5:30, pero van a tener alguien para traducir toda esa lectura que van a tener. Van a tener 4. La de este jueves va a ser en Hamilton Health. Sí. We're going to translate it so they can tell people tomorrow.
So anyway, so this is a kind of a time to chat about any barriers, challenges. I've heard about clean, safe. Also, how many of you rent in a building that's, rent from somebody else? Well, we know your landlord. Okay. I know that when you're expanding your own business, sometimes it's difficult if you have a landlord maybe that is not so responsive, or there are things that you'd like to have done to the building that your landlord will have to attend to. Those are things that we'd like to know about, and we'd like to do some facade restoration in the area as we do some of our revitalization efforts, but the owners have to do that. The owners of the property have to engage in that kind of a program. So, I know that, and how many of you are property owners of buildings down here right now? Anybody? Own their own building? Come and talk to us about, renovations, remodeling, not only for zoning, but, are there some funds that might be available for that? We'd like to start a broader program. We don't have a lot of money for just rental, but hopefully, maybe next year, or as the CDBG funds become available, or some of the funds that we're able to access through some of our efforts here, we could have a program for building owners as well. So, those are the things we'd like to hear about and kind of find out if we could start some facade restorations. But again, you have to be the building owner to do those. So, any other issues? Anything else you want to talk about, and specifically for your block or your neighborhood or your business?
Jack?
Oh, sure.
If you run into a situation of an unsafe condition, or it appears to be unsafe, is there a number to call in the city?
You're talking about a building, a property?
Property, yeah.
That would be the code, but I don't have that number.
255-6553.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because actually, there is a situation, the building right next to us here, just on the other side of the alley. Somebody broke some windows, and I often park on 13th Street because sometimes our lot is full, so I park on 13th, and every time I look up on that second floor and see that piece of that glass pane sitting there, and I think, Lord, a strong wind is going to come down, and a little innocent mother with her kid is going to be walking past, and down comes this glass. It just terrifies me.
What's the address? Do you know the address? What's the address?
It's the building, literally the first building on the other side of it.
201 or 203?
It needs boarded up in the worst way. Really, really bad. Very desperate. I didn't know who would. I called, in fact, I tried to get a hold of Jeff, but I left a message, and I don't know whatever happened.
Anybody else? Yes?
I got it's a problem that I've been facing lately. It was two problems actually. One problem is that to hire employees, I have to come up with a down payment for liability insurance and workers' comp insurance. Now, you said about the 4 employees going to Philadelphia. I don't even know if that was you or someone.
It was a program to expand your business.
Okay, but I just can't afford that down payment. You know what I mean? For the workers' comp and the liability insurance, which is stopping me from growing because I could easily have 4 employees, easy, but I can't afford it.
But you need the upfront money.
I need them, definitely.
Go ahead.
So, why don't you give me a call and we can talk about it when you come on call?
Will do. Yes, yes.
Because we can help you with the plan, if there's money.
Okay. Yes.
Super.
Okay.
I just have basic questions that I grew up totally in this neighborhood. Since I was 7 years old, I lived off of Berry Hill Street. I was one of the first black families that moved into there. I was with my grandparents. They moved me into that neighborhood. Move a black family into a white neighborhood. Basically, that's the way it was. And that's an expansion first. It was like literally the first ones back in '72 when they had the flood. The reason I said I watch it, it was nice then, and like the chief said, I seen it go down as well. I too was a part of it being destructive, you know, because I was in my destructive mind of thinking, you know, back then. But as years progressed, you know what I mean, I learned to try to give back and teach one, each one teach one, through that concept, because you know, I was brought up with my grandparents, and I didn't have really the right person to teach me, because I wanted to fit in, because I was living with my old folks, you know what I mean, like that. And I was very inspirational when she hit me with that, and that's what I'm here to try to give out some ideas and to see where I can generate my ability just to share my life experience with them, you know what I mean, and I mean, not to say it on the NA problem, because I had also been like the Chambers of Adolescent program, and I watch how kids come in here because they don't have just a positive role model who can understand where they've been at. I mean, literally been there, and to see that we don't have to live like that, to teach them that they don't have to live like that, was a great joy. And I still see some of them kids today, and they still respect me for just a little one thing I might have said to them, and to see more of that, and I would like to find out how I can assist and or be a part of or start. And I was happy, like I said, to hear her even share that right before, because that's my whole mindset. Because we have to change the way we think.
Our young people do need that kind of mentoring, and so, you know, we do have some programs. I'm sure we can find some of our partners that could, you know, use your help, use your assistance.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I'm a certified recovery specialist.
Super. You registered your name, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just to respond to how you might be able to help them. There's a boys club right down the street, and they've got some programs that they are trying to, you know, to talk to kids and help them with problems like that.
Okay, well, I had went down there, and I went down to do some volunteer work, and I had to get a clearance form through children.
Right.
And I passed it, I got that.
Okay.
But the next available, when they can fit me in, because there's other people that's ahead of me, and that's been like about 8, 9 months, but still I know it should be more spots. If there is any places, I'm here just to hear that's still available, and that's true indeed. But if there's anywhere else I can utilize my space and my time and my mind, I would like to do that. And also, I see him almost every Friday. I'll be around the church with him, and I understand how he gives to the community. I love that.
Maybe the 6th Street Y. I know they've just got a person just like you, who's going to help the kids, and they're counseling, certified counseling, and they've had some issues that they're resolving, and now they're giving back. So there is a guy up there, I think his name is Kevin Dolphin.
I know exactly who it is.
He's at the 6th Street Y. He just started up there, and he's doing good work.
Yes, I know real good. I know real good.
Yes?
I'm down for it.
I'm in the middle. I'm trying to get my my nonprofit. So I was wondering if you knew any businesses that may want to partner up until, you know, like I'm trying to do everything at once. We have monies, you know, but then everyone that I get in there, they're like, there's so many grants, you know. So, but we're not all the way. We have our 503C yet. So, but we want to do it now. You know, like we got the painters in, we're calling the heating people. You know, I looked online and we got the basketball floor coming in, but there's still like some of the red tape start, you know what I mean?
Well, the 501c3 status will allow you to accept more money and allow it to be charitable. So,
Right.
I mean, if you can't wait, you're kind of cutting off some of that. So it's, I mean, that's kind of what you need to do. But, you know, we certainly will be able to, you know, once we, you know, we can sit down and talk with you about your plan and kind of see where you are with that. But a 501c3 status is going to be something that will really help you out. That's
Yeah,
what
because like we're doing it now, but I was just wondering if you knew like any other organizations that may want to partner up with us, you know, because right now I'm also going through the block grant. So if we get the block grant, you know, maybe we can have a partner and help you guys, help us, you know, so we can get it.
A great partner is the Foundation for Enhancing Communities, TEFA. They're located right at the corner of 3rd and Locust Locust, Third and Locust, above the Fulton Bank building. They provide services to nonprofit organizations and organizations that are working toward their nonprofit status and to be a fiscal agent.
And what's the address?
The Foundation for Enhancing Communities, and I'll get you their information. Janice Black is their CEO, great resource for organizations that are moving toward their nonprofit status. They act as a fiscal agent, so helping you to utilizing their 501c3 status to secure grant funding while you're still working through your process. Now there is a charge that they charge for it, but it's a great resource. They do all of your bookkeeping, they do all the management, and then as a foundation, they also have a wealth of resources available to them in the community and would be a great connection for you. So we'll get you their information.
Oh,
don't go any. Don't make sure you don't leave here
I
before.
won't. Thanks a million. I appreciate that.
So thank you.
We-
Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna let her know that the IRS now has an express service to get your 501c. We just got it for an organization in Upper Dolphin, actually, who's starting a transportation company. And I use a person who's a former IRS agent to do the filing. So that's one of the things we do is help people get their 501c, do the bylaws, whatever you need. But there is an express filing, and I was amazed. I mean, no, it's last year it was taking 9-10 months to get that letter from the IRS.
Right.
It took us less than 40 days. We had the letter back. She just got it back yesterday.
Can I get your information
Oh, by all
so I
means,
can?
please, yeah.
I appreciate you guys so very much. I really, really do.
And there's TFAC.
Thank you. I might have to talk to you about that. I didn't realize you could get it in less than a year.
Neither, this just happened. It's a whole new process now that they just implemented.
Anybody else? I know, ma'am, over here, you were talking about your area, and is it clean? Is there an issue of clean and safe over there that you want to talk about, or?
Oh, in Bellevue Park? Well, myself and my fellow neighbors probably can talk about some issues. I know there was an issue at the high school last year where a young girl was raped. And so we came out in droves. The whole community was out every morning for a week from 7:15 in the morning until 9 in the morning, just to escort kids and make sure that they were not walking by themselves. And I kind of continue that because as a dog owner, I'm always out in the morning walking the dogs. And when there were snow days from school or supposed snow days and I saw kids walking around that looked like they should be in school, I don't yell at them, but I go up and I say something, especially when I see them throwing snowballs at cars and things like that, doing things that they shouldn't, or walking on we have those lovely ponds where the ducks and geese and heron gather, and occasionally I will see kids trying to skate across the ponds. They're thinking that they're frozen, and I would say, you may just fall through, and then who's going to rescue you? And then I continue, but I just want them to know that people are looking out for them. And there's paraphernalia that we find around. I think all the neighbors feel, because it's a nice community. We want to keep it that way. We want people to respect the fact that we try to keep it beautiful, and there's beautiful plantings, and we want people to come through and walk through and enjoy, the trees and the flora, and so. But they need to be safe, and so because I'm a dog walker and I carry bags for my dogs. I'll fill them with whatever's lying around that I can pick up safely. I try to do my part, as I know my neighbors, the Lewises, do also.
If you have any problems or issues, give us a call, give Codes a call.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Feel free. I know. go ahead.
I got a question about renting spaces, and I know that you said I can rent a space here, but I went to look into. I was looking online for incubators for myself because I'm tired of my kids get on my nerves, so I can't work. So I'm trying back to I can't afford to pay for a building. I don't even have use for a building. I just need a small space where I can work on my computer, print out some stuff, and go home. You know what I mean?
Kathy, I think
is up on Third Street.
Yes,
So
but-
it's called Startup Harrisburg.
Startup, but I
It's
think
at,
you-
1519 North Third Street.
But I think you wanna
Like
stay
that
here in the
vote?
neighborhood, or you wanna be, I mean, cause, I mean, there is Startup, which is on Third Street, but there, if you wanna be here, I don't know, Kathy
Yep.
can show you some
We have
space
some
also.
lovely office spaces in this building
I
that
mean,
I'd love to show you.
I would like to be here. I just thought that the place on Third Street, I thought that was for international students or something like
No,
that.
that's actually a real incubator where you share, you get an office, but you share common space.
Okay.
But I don't know, and I mean, you could look into it and find out what they charge and, you know, what their amenities are. But Kathy's certainly willing to, you know, show you something
That's,
right here, you can be right
The
here.
Startup is North Third Street, so it's by half.
Across the street.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
So-
Okay, thank you.
There was reporting in Penn Live there would be a submission from the city for some funding to create jobs in this neighborhood. I mean, I don't know if that was
Well,
accurately reported
well-
or
well-
what that funding stream is with the state that the city's applying with, and when will they be doing that?
We applied for, and I'm not sure what you're referring, but I can tell you what we did do. So the city did apply for what they call redevelopment assistance capital funding here for bricks and mortar. It only covers bricks and mortar, projects, okay, activities with that grant. However, I did mention, and I know we've been talking about it, that there's a federal grant that that's available that we're looking at applying for, that will provide us technical assistance with our our institutions of higher learning to focus on job training and workforce development. And so it can be targeted for the city, it can be targeted in any one area, and we're still looking at, what we need to do to qualify. I think we can probably get that, but what it does is lend money to, let's say, PAC, Temple, Harrisburg U, to help focus on what the community needs to train a workforce. So, but those are the only two things. I mean, that's what the city applied for here, statewide, and then federal funds for workforce development.
So there's not one pending that's going to be submitted?
There's not one pending for award, but there
I
might be
mean,
one
one that will
pending
be
for application.
submitted, one that will be submitted in the near future.
I hope so. I hope the EDA grant would be submitted in the near future, yes.
Thanks.
And that money's available now. So I think, if we can figure out the activities, the scope of work, and bring our partners together, we might be able to accomplish that application.
As it relates to workforce development, one of the real big issues, I'm sure most everybody really knows it, is transportation to the job. Obviously, most of the work is not in the city, it's right outside the city for the most part. And that's where the city residents have a hard, because I do employment training and I'm trying to get folks placed, and there's jobs, but then being able to get there is really the big issue.
Have
So
you been
if we
working
can.
with CAT? I mean, do you work with CAT on trying to,
We have to some degree. Actually, I'm with a Systems of Care effort through the county that has actually, we did a whole 6-month project on transportation. And we worked with CAT, the YW, whoever had any kind of sort of mass transit availability. But it's still limited. So sometimes you gotta think outside the box. I remember when I grew up in New York to see the, guys just got some vans and just started going on the bus routes. The next thing you know, they got a license and they were an official entity, in providing transportation. With CAT, I don't know what the parameters are and what the issues are. I know funding is a big thing for them to be able to sort of ramp up, to be able to provide the transportation that's really necessary, especially for those odd shifts, swing
Right,
shift,
exactly.
overnight shift,
Overnight
weekend
shift,
shift. A lot of those jobs are sitting out there and people can't get to them.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo what Vlad is saying. That is so very true, because we have the job fairs, and they'll say, well, we'll give you $12 an hour, and you have to pay $60 a week, and we'll provide a shuttle to come to Harrisburg and take you to Mechanicsburg. But you're doing all that work, and then you have to pay $60 a week out of your pay to have somebody, shuttle you. That's a barrier in itself. And then, I think another thing, and I'll have to talk to Kathy about it, is maybe like Vlad is saying, have people start a business. That might be a good startup business for someone to learn what do I have to do in order to legitimately provide transportation, because that's greatly needed. I have, Amazon will call me and say, I need 500 people, or Ross's will call, we need 20 people, or, you know, we can get anywhere, a company to call us to say, Gloria, we're looking for, you know, 20 to 500 people. And so we do these job fairs and they show up, the people show up, but then it's like, you know, that transportation is a huge barrier. There's a lot of industry around here that comes to us and sends me emails. I had 5 companies call me recently and they're looking for people, but transportation is a huge barrier.
We should probably have a meeting, a discussion about that too. Because Kathy, aren't there community services block grants that through that provide for transportation to get people to work?
There are some creative opportunities for seeking funding. We did something up in Perry County with some ERA funding about 4 or 5 years ago that was pretty creative and met a need in the rural community. But it's something we've been looking at. It's a real, regardless in our community, if you're on 13th and Dairy, if you're in Elizabethville, or if you're in Boysville, there's still a need in transportation. And unfortunately, it's that the transportation, as Vlad said, isn't going where you're going when you want to get there. And even regardless how thorough a CAP route is, a capillary transit route is, it might not necessarily take you. It might get me to my new job in Ross Moyne that pays $12 an hour, but it's going to be difficult for me to get back. So it's being creative in those resources. So I think we have a great opportunity to work together. We have a lot of smart people in this community. I think we've got a lot of great opportunity to work together to find a niche need to meet that need.
I had if you get contracts like with the different taxi companies, they'll take that load because we do a lot of transportation for different, like say the temp agencies. Say like they'll have Christmas and they need like 5 million people, so we'll get a contract with you or whatever company, and then whenever you call, then they don't have to worry about how that person's going to get back. It'll already be like in a contract. So then when you're in need, then you just call that company and they come get your people. But then that takes off the stress of, you know, of that one person, of me coming back or not being able to come back because the bus isn't running from across the river.
Who pays for the service?
The company would have a contract, would work a contract out and say, you know, per load, per however you want to do it, is how, you know, how you come up with the agreement, how much the charge is going to be, and then that would be like whenever you would call, it would already be something prearranged. So if you look into that, with more of the cab companies that are working 24 hours a day, because that's your obstacle because of the transportation stops at a certain time. But the taxis are 24 hours. So if you look into, you know, calling the office, getting contracts with them, then they can have certain drivers that are out at that particular time. And then if that certain company calls, then we have people on call that actually work. Because like I said, taxi company, there's some drivers that work only at night. There's some people only work. So you would be covered 24 hours.
I just want to ask you if part of the plan process, how you're planning to develop the workforce, includes entrepreneurship, to take up, I guess, a pulse or a reading of what the city or particular areas might need or be deficient in, like if we need cleaners or if we need more electricians, or is it part of that?
It's actually my understanding is it's technical assistance to identify needs even for larger employers, because what we all see from larger employers now is, hey, we can't find the workforce because they're not trained in what we need. Okay, so it might be CAD or, you know, some computer skills or something that that the universities or even Harrisburg School District should know, hey, there is a need for this, welders or electricians, and so it's identifying that, but also helping the entrepreneur as well. But I think it's, you know, as I said, as we kind of digest this information and we see that there aren't enough child care facilities, you know, we'd like to encourage people to start a child care. And we are going to look for green grocers or small grocers that could, you know, offer produce and fresh produce at a good price, you know, nothing expensive. And there are some other things, but we haven't really digested all this, but you know, there's a lot of, we know that there's a lot of auto-oriented gas stations in that area, but, so maybe that's already full, but maybe there's some other things that, you know, other businesses could start.
Yeah, because I'm all supportive of getting city people to the suburbs for jobs. I'd rather see more businesses in the city.
Of course.
You know, homegrown businesses here, so we grow them inside out. So transportation won't be an issue. We'll have employers here, we'll have entrepreneurs here serving the needs of the community here. You know, I saw somebody wrote
A good
an article.
balance of both, I think, until we can get that, you're right, until we can get that homegrown
Yeah.
more, and we'd like to get employers to move here, and then they can hire the people here instead of us going here.
A guy recently wrote an article about this being a food desert.
Yes, I saw that article, yeah.
And that's been kicked around for so long. Is there any effort on our part to attract a Whole Foods? I mean,
We're
a
really
Wegmans?
trying, but they have, you know, and then now there's new models, not just Whole Foods, not just Trader Joe's, because they, you know, you talk to them, they won't come here. They look for certain demographics and, you know, whatever their model is.
Is there
But
any
there are
way-
models now, and as a matter of fact, we talked to Giant. We talked to somebody from Giant that now they are looking at an urban model as opposed to just in a mall or, you know, freestanding. So we're trying to encourage those kinds of grocers to take a look.
There's a vast difference between the urban giant and the suburban giant. And it's all about income, I guess, and education, but it's almost a crime to me that the products we sell in abundance in the city that are my poison, that you really have to travel far and wide to get healthy foods. We got 2 or 3 rows of chips and sodas, and then in some of the other outlying areas, you might have 2 or 3 rows of healthy foods. And I know along with that comes an education, but we have to somehow, I think, twist the arm of Giant into selling us, you know, healthy options here too. So I mean, if that's part of the discussion, I'd love to be a part of it, because I get sick and tired of having to travel miles and miles to get healthy food.
Well, put you on our committee. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, you do not. I mean, unfortunately, right now, it's not the season, but from May through the end of November, you have the Pennsylvania Agricultural Center Farm Market, which is phenomenal.
Where is it?
The Agricultural Center,
Oh,
it's
the
in a
farm
parking
shop.
lot, the farm, yeah, the farm shop. I'm from Maryland originally.
And that is
And
very, very good, and I'm not
it's
denying it, but
amazing.
it'd
The
be nice to have
prices-
something here in the neighborhood.
The prices are amazing, and the quality is phenomenal, outstanding, so.
And I think we'd like to have like even neighborhood though, you know, neighborhood, we have seniors, we have people who don't have the ability to get out there. I mean, obviously using a bus, I know the CAT, you know, does provide that service, but, you know, we have plots, in the area that I know people are trying to grow, you know, healthy foods, and if we could find some way for them to sell it. And, you know, I think that, you know, again, during May and the summer months, but that, you know, that could really be not only selling, but teaching skills, how to cook good foods, how to raise good foods, you know, so those are the things that we're sort of looking at. But we'll put you on that committee, Councilman. You're on there now.
Is it allowed to grow, like if you grow your own produce, I'm a gardener, avid gardener of food, and we grow a lot of our own food. Is it allowed to, when you grow your own food, to sell it? I mean,
I
are
don't know if
there
it
laws,
needs,
regulations?
you still have to have a mercantile license.
Yeah.
And, I'm not sure what kind of inspections that they do, but people, that, I mean.
Wouldn't there be a lot of limitations on that?
A market, you can do it at the farmer's market. Broad Street Market has an open air in the summertime.
Mercantile license for $40.
$40. Is that right, Mike? $40.
Well, I have
For
one
a
for
year.
my business. Does that cover others?
Yep, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Going back to what you were saying, Jeff, part of that whole situation also is people wanting to eat healthy and
It is
understanding what
education.
to do and how to make broccoli and, you know what I mean, really, because I can remember when friends of mine years ago did a program for Urban City Youth, and it was a female, young women and young men, and at graduation, they really wanted to treat them well, and they took them to Hershey for a really nice spread. And when they got in there, and they saw the carving stations and all, everybody wanted to order cheeseburgers and hot dogs. That's all they knew.
It's
They
lacking
saw
in
the
our
carving
education.
station, they saw the roast beef, they didn't know what that was. They went to what they were comfortable with. And that's part of it too, is education and awareness of how to eat well.
Sir?
Yeah. If there's a company, my job is outside, and I was gonna get a permit for the city. Every time I gotta do something, a driveway. But there's companies that they're not from here, they don't even have the permit to put them on the window. They're doing the job. Are you guys checking on that stuff? Or?
I mean, that's.
I'm losing money. Because
Right. I mean, if any contract, I mean, Mike would, I think, be a little bit better to answer this, but any contractor that does work in the city should be licensed in the city.
Because there's 17 vendors in my neighborhood. And other people know me. But there's a new company, Best Buy. They're from Delaware. And I talked to them, I said, are you registered here? Mercantile license. We don't need it.
Well, and the thing is, obviously, when they're flying under the radar, we're the radar, and we need people from the community to let us know that that's happening, so that we can then reach out to them and say, you guys can't be doing work in the city unless you have a.
I know you know.
Yeah, so.
You know me.
And so where are they working? Where are they working right now?
No.
Okay. Well, let us know.
Building, house.
All right, I'm gonna let everybody go because you guys have been a great audience, and thank you so much. But please sign up and we'll be in touch, and we'll have more meetings. Thank you.